Buck like.
Dang. What is Crump culture? To me, I mean, this is my, to me, I feel that this is our excuse to connect and to grow and to share our art and raise each other in a way. Like, I've been knowing most people in this movement for a good amount of time now, and I feel like it's like a family, and it made the world small. Crump made the world small. It gave us like the ability to have confidence in areas that we didn't have confidence in, you know, because a lot of us come from humble beginnings. So Crump and this culture it's allowed us to travel, to meet people, to raise people, you know what I mean? So where we going next is basically that we just gotta continue to connect, continue to have these events, continue to grow, continue to not argue and complain and beef and bicker. You know what I mean? Just let the dance and let the art speak for itself.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Miss Daisy. So it's been 20 years since we all seen you on that bench.
Yes,
Going
sir.
crazy.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about Crump today and where it's going?
How do I feel about Crump today and where it's going? I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. 20 years, it doesn't even feel like it's been 20 years. I was spanking, going nuts on that bitch. Going nuts. I think to have been here since the beginning, because I mean, you really have to talk about going pre-bench era, because we've been here 2002. So the whole time, I think being one of the like original females of the movement and watching like each stage of evolution is, I say it all the time in my workshops, it's like all I can do is have gratitude. Like gratitude to God, because none of us anticipated this.
Right.
You know, we were just kids in a community coming together. This was our social circle. This was our therapy. This was our freedom. This was our time to just be a part of something that I think like we didn't even know was gonna take over the world and the spaces that it has. So for me to see Crump go from like literally the living rooms, being in front of Mama Toom's garage, being at Tommy's Academy, like being on Crenshaw Boulevard at Venice Beach, like these historical places in LA, like as a kid, and now we're here in 2025 and I'm like getting on planes to go teach workshops and speak and like share the feeling that we like cultivated in the city. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing to see it, you know, and I think it's gonna continue to just innovate over and over and over. Like, I think the creation of Crump is done. The work is done in that aspect, and now it's just taking a life of its own. So, yeah, I'm telling you, every time when I'm overseas or somewhere, or even just here, back home in the States, or just this right here, seeing you people actually come out and sit and want to hear, like, that's crazy. I was a kid who just wanted to throw arm swings and get off on this. You know what I mean? But then I also, like, my personal, whatever I was going through, I was able to get that out through this dance. So it's like, you never know who you'll inspire just by being yourself. You know what I mean? So, yeah, for me, it's amazing to see it still alive and just like constantly going. Like we're now in regular dance studios. We wasn't in front of no mirrors. You know, they didn't even accept Crump in the beginning. We were getting laughed at being in cyphers. Hip hop dancers at that time, like they was looking like they're having seizures. That was the thing. So now, like, it went from us having seizures to you now being in my class trying to get the style.
The sauce.
So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, honestly.
Thank you, Dave. What would you say to a crumper who really loves the movement, like really loves the movement, but just isn't inspired to continue because of Crump drama? I made these questions, by the way.
Man, y'all got the little nice ones. They got the nice ones. Inspiring ones. Okay. If I'm being honest, I think most of the drama comes from like the social media aspect anyway.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, regardless of what age and experience, I think like investing into your own area to see what that's about, I think that's one. Because I think like staying up out of like, I think I would tell that person like, don't worry about what the updates are on who's beefing with who's on this side, who's on that side, who's about to be on that side, like I think just getting out of the loop of wanting to get the update on what's happening, because it doesn't benefit the movement, it doesn't benefit your lab, your training, your goals, where you want to take Crump, how you want to utilize it. It does nothing. It's entertainment. If you like those kind of things, it's a distraction. If you're not able to just look at something and laugh and leave it alone. So I think just don't worry about being in the loop. Honestly, I think if that drama may not be coming from the page, but maybe within their own community, you know, rather it's like the OGs of the city is kind of butting heads with the new heads that's trying to build a new scene, and now they trying to come back and feeling like they doing it wrong, like whatever the situation may be. Traveling is a thing. Crump is everywhere. And I think also just reconcile. I mean, I think being a believer first, being a man of God first, I think reconcile may not always have to be like the relationship or the aspect is the same after forgiveness or after that reconcile, but I do think that should be the goal. That should be like, okay, let's see if we can figure this out, and if not, then let's exhaust other options. But yeah, my overall answer is just get up out of there and worry about how you want to invest into the movement and how the movement feeds you by person.
Thank you. Thank you, No1. Appreciate you, brother.
So first I had social anxiety. I played sports, but I was afraid to like do interviews or even speak in front of people like that. So Crump allowed me to have a voice, to be able to like talk in front of you guys with confidence and be myself. You know what I mean? And it's something daily that you work on, even with, you know, labbing and battling. And I know a lot of us be shy a lot of the times. Even some of your better dancers, they still be shy. You know what I mean? So Crump has allowed me to shed a lot of that stress, anxiety. I dealt with it all. You know what I mean? So yeah, like it's been an amazing thing for Crump to really, it gave me a lot of power.
Thank you for that. From what you know now, what are a few things you think you could have done differently in your start in Crump?
Stay away from you guys. I think this is what it is. I think this is the best part. I think the ones that are coming in right now, the new gen, y'all the lucky ones, because y'all didn't have to deal with all the people being young, being big homies, being mentors, and not really having a foundation, you know, in their lives, and really guiding certain people to places that they didn't have an idea. You know what I mean? So I think it's perfect. Right now where we at, it's perfect. Like, it's no need to change anything. It's just we gotta stay out of the mess, stay away out of the drama, and a lot of it is just entertainment anyway. So don't get too deep into it. It's for a certain group of people that come from an era it's WWE. You know what I mean? So for the ones that that really like to want to be involved and stuff like that, that's how they get inspired. You know what I mean? With beef and with grit and being raw like that. Hey, that's for them. But for the new dancers, for the new gen, hey, find a big homie, find somebody that you really like, that can really guide you and show you the way and show you how to, take Crump to another level. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dope people out here that can do that. You know what I mean? You don't have to be in certain people's circles, but it's for certain people. You know what I mean? A lot of OGs, that's where they come from. They're from the streets, they're from South Central, they're from Compton, they're from Watts, and that's how we live. You know what I mean? That's where we come from. That's how we know to get certain things off of it. So I wouldn't change anything. And Crump is where it is right now because of everything that's been happening. And I love all y'all.
Deep, influential place in this Crump movement, so I'd love to know, what advice would you give new Crump dancers coming into this Crump culture, this Crump movement? What advice would you give?
Shoot that to Daisy.
What advice would I give? First and foremost, I would say be authentic. Be authentic in the way that you think, the way that you dress, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, because we can smell it when you ain't. Buckness is really something, well, first, buckness is a whole nother level. First you come in Crump, so you start off Crump. And how you know you're Crump is something internally inside you that I think kind of calls you to this movement. It's something that draws you into this space. So that's how you know you're marked. Like you're marked with, we used to call it Crumpness. So Crumpness is in you, that's how it starts. But then Buckness, like the lifestyle, the culture, like you really have to be true to yourself and who you are, because even in clown dancing days, like the movements with the dance, we all did the same thing, but it was the way that you did it that made us be like, yo, you're going crazy. It was your own special sauce flavor, how you approach the dance floor, your attitude, your confidence. Like, you have to figure out what that is for you in the space when you're coming into Crump. And especially because we're very fam heavy. So I would say it's okay to be a part of FAMs, because yes, that is culturally a part of Crump now. That's something that's been established for years. I think that Crump draws people that are looking for love. I think everybody just wants to be a part of something. And our movement, I mean, it's a magnet. So that's understandable. But you gotta know who you are. You have to dig deep inside and see where you draw like your Crump from, your inspiration. So like holding on to your ideas, your thought patterns, like how you want to approach your ideas, like when you're creating a material for your battles, whatever type of Crumper you are, because you might just like to hang out in sessions, and that's okay. Like, don't let anybody force you into doing anything, you know what I mean? But of course, respect the history, you know, pay homage to the ones that came before you that laid the foundations. I would definitely say that too, you know, because right now, considering how far along we are, and as much as we have like events here in the States, overseas, the ones who do work in the professional dance space, like I think coming into Crump, you definitely need to look into the history and like learn the fundamentals, learn what was going on before, but then add your new innovation. So authenticity and yeah, respect for the culture, I would tell like new Crumpers.
Word. What are the ways that connected the movement then that we have forgotten?
What have we forgotten? What have we forgotten? I mean, I feel for newer people coming in today, they just kind of innocently don't know. I guess, the energy that we had back then. Like, so I'll take it back to Generation 1, you know, since we do the generation thing. We were all about spazzing out. Like that was the vibes, you know. Crump does have a very, I would say, like, East Coast feel in the sense of, I think, like the realness and the rawness. And all we danced to was DMX and the Locks and Rough Riders and Eve and Jay-Z and Diplomats and like the whole swag. Like, I think our mindset was just very like, we thought we was the kids on the block. But then the balance of it was like, we're really from LA, like we're not from New York. So then our mindset about how we were, like what we came up on was seeing like, you know, gangsta rap and then like street culture here, because Crump really, you know, it's also an alternative to like the gang culture.
Yeah.
So kind of like that aspect too, I think is certain like codes to the street, is certain like, you know, it's weird to say it's morals, but it's like a certain thing in the streets that people follow. Y'all know, Tom. Because we also mimic, you know, hip hop. I think we are a part of hip hop culture. I know a lot of people kind of get confused about that in terms of like Crump and hip hop. So Crump, the dance style, yes, that is separate from hip hop dance. We have our own style, but culturally we are hip hop.
A branch.
Like, definitely a branch. I would say that, you know, just like when you think of genres in terms of hip hop, genre now, like genre wise, we have, you could just say like trap music for an example, right? That's kind of like a subgenre of hip hop. So I would say Crump, like we definitely have our own branch to that. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. Because I just start going.
It's all good. Appreciate that. Yes.
No, that was crazy.
All right, audience.
But with the panel that we have up here, like, what is your advice to like the newest generation? Like, my son's 7 and he loves Crump. He like eats, sleeps, breathes it. But like, what is your advice as far as like keeping like a lot of the drama that we keep circling around away from the new generation of people?
Yes. So a few of those things we have tapped into.
My bad.
But look, I shot that question into, I think Daisy tapped into it a little bit, and she's a, you know, elder in the game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot that to no one, because he's definitely coming into the game. I think, but he did come into it.
Hey, elder is crazy.
I mean, you know, it is, but
That's why you don't hire chair. That's why your chair higher.
Your chair in the buckets.
Yeah, we might have to throw rounds, bro.
Hey, I just answered this.
Yeah, he answered.
I did.
Oh, so look,
Y'all want some shit?
what I would say though, like, low key, like, the Crumpers page ain't for everybody. For one. So if you're a parent that has a kid that do Crump, do not put them in a Crumper page. That's not for them. I mean, you need to, and especially like as a parent, and me being a parent, you know, Ruck Boy and Eagle Ryu, you know, navigating this Crump movement and people around, because everybody isn't good people. I mean, so you gotta have the discernment as a parent to know exactly what spaces they should be in and who they should be around. You know what I mean? And that's what you do is really guide them as much as possible and make sure that they get a good experience with what this dance can offer, which is, like I said, is community. You know what I mean? Like, the dance is, that's easy, that the Crump stuff. But like they said, like Chrissy said it before, we're tribal. This dance is a tribal dance, and it has this tribal essence, and that's community. It's us together. The more you practice, you're gonna get better at Crump, no matter what. That's nothing. But stay away from the Crumper page.
Thank you, Fred.
Oh, yeah.
And are really excited to help in growth and like all of these things, especially in areas that maybe don't have as many OGs, or OGs are retiring, or just like, you know, life happens and they just can't be as involved. How would one navigate like helping create a Crump scene or supporting OGs in creating those spaces, especially because like wanting to tread as respectfully, with as much respect and kindness as possible?
A lot of questions there.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot that to no one though. Can we do that one on? Yeah.
Hey, I gotta touch on this too.
Oh yeah.
I like how you definitely said tread lightly. I know how that is as far as like trying to be within the guidelines of what it takes to build. But I don't think what was before you would have been built without risk as well.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody not from LA. Everybody didn't start here. I know being from the East, being from Cleveland, I feel like if people, and the list is long as far as who started what, when, what, where, but I know even in my area, if that risk wasn't there to just do it, then I feel like we wouldn't really have, oh, we got the South, we got the East, we got this, we got that, unless people took that risk. But the cool thing about the time that we in now, being 24, and I started Crump in 2012, we have access to so many different OGs and leaders that may not be in arm's reach, but a phone call, video call, Zoom, even if you're like, hey, like, connect me, even if you hear who's like the top, you know, leaders. We get one leader from the West, and one leader from here, one leader from here, like, what is it? And then you start to seek wisdom on like, what does it take to build a community? What does that look like? What does these like, you know, this safe space term, like what does that look like within Crump? I'm new, but like everybody else new, so who gonna teach? And yeah, and then even when it comes to just, I don't know, maybe somebody in your city may be connected to like grants, or that may know how to throw events. Maybe you can bring some people, bring some leaders that know about community, and that's not just good dancers.
Yeah.
But that can really invest into the community part. Because we got good dancers, we got good teachers. We don't have that many leaders as far as building community. So I would just see the fruit that follows when it comes to people that lead community and not just good dancers, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
But the beautiful thing about Crump is it's still very young, and all of the creators still dance. And they're all really accessible. So you really could find everybody that you need.
A DM away.
Yeah, like Instagram, social media, whatever, like everybody is around. So yes, just want to let you know.
Perfect. To everybody on the panel, he's speaking, if you guys, I'm not sure if you guys heard him, but the economic system of Crump, in regards to, I'm believing after they dance and all of that, right? Okay, so I think I'm gonna give that to everybody on here because they might have a different perspective on their ideas of the economic flow and stability of Crump. So we'll start with Fudd, and we'll keep the answers at a good timing.
First off, we're doing a good job with establishing that now with you know, different brands, people becoming entrepreneurs and different things like that, and taking on different positions within Crump. Everybody don't need to be a dancer. We need photographers, videographers, people that have event spaces, like he was saying, like leaders that can, you know, write grants and start nonprofits and different things like that to create like these avenues, because we are a dope community, but we just sometimes just focus on the dancing portion and don't realize that we need a place to dance, a place to hold events, a place, a way to reach out to more kids and bring more kids in. You know what I mean? And we gotta start. The biggest issue in this thing is, where are y'all family members at? They don't like to support y'all dancing. Even when y'all dancing, we're like, where's your corner at? Where's your moms? Where's your pops? Where's your little brother? Where's your little sister? Some of y'all got kids. Where's your kids at? It's like, so we got to start bringing those people in to invest in us enough to where they can buy our brands. They can wear a Buck shirt.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Appreciate you, Fudd. We got it. Yeah, Daisy.
So, I think economically, Crump is not, it's not an industry in itself. So I think having to adapt your mindset to that sort of mindset, I think for us, one is gonna start with like some type of unity. And it has to be unity amongst people who all kind of have, like, sharing the same vision, you know? I mean, honestly, this is a question I think that should be directed towards, like, the pioneers. But I personally feel like because Crump has always had people in it that are multi-talented. So you do have people who produce music, people who, like you said, have brands, yada, yada, yada. But you have to educate yourself first, I think, on marketing, you know, on communications, understanding what demographics are. It's like you have to know where you're going, because I feel like in Crump, like, yeah, we have the events, you know, but Crump, like, it's separate. Like, even when you think about the professional dance industry, that's a whole nother beast compared to us. Like, our world is literally our world. So, like, you know, Crumpers support Crump, but really, we don't have an audience. The difference between us and Tommy the Clown is Tommy actually had people coming to the Great Western Forum buying tickets like it was a concert. So, like, your average consumer just in the community came and supported it. Really, we, as Crumpers, we come to our Crump stuff. So nobody in the mainstream circuit really understands what we're doing. So it has to, like, supersede that, you know, and that's, I mean, that's like a whole just different thing. So I think sort of having that unity conversation amongst, you know, certain groups of people that do whatever you do, and then sort of figuring out a plan that can be executed there, you know, in order to, because I know overseas, like, you guys do like theater and the dance companies and everything like that. But like me personally, with music, like, I feel like that's a whole thing that can potentially change something for this culture, just because there's a music industry. So like, there's labels, there's banks, there's institutions where there's money. Like, we don't really have true investors in Crump. So, you know, we have to, like, really think business in terms of, you know, to really bring money into this. So, but like you said, definitely support who already is, you know, starting up. You buy the shirts, buy the music, get the tickets, bring people out. You know, we really have to do better, I think, too, at just word of mouth, you know, in terms of the events and stuff like that. So that's what I would say.
Word. All right, Noah.
I think the perspective, well, not even the perspective, but the truth, and like the government system over here is way different than over there. Like, the lack of support when it comes to the, I'm gonna say, the arts. We're not even talking about Crump and how they can possibly look at that. Again, I'm not saying that to bring up a negative backing behind it, but I think there is a difference. And I'm only bringing that up because I think it's going to have to be more than just Crump. I think it would have to be something involving community. I was during EBS, I was in Germany, and I mean, I've seen stuff like this at the crib, but it was kids outside, like, playing soccer, and like a couple, like, not even like the building over, we were sessioning, and it's like kids looking in there, like, I'm like, bro, how much you know, this spot is big. And you're like, no, bro, it's just, we all tied in with the arts. The kids got the after school program right there, and we come in here, sometimes they come in here and learn with us. I'm just like, yo, like, so I do think in my answer, I do think it would have to be something that's not so close-minded when it comes, I mean, really what they were saying, like, more than Crumpers, just supporting Crumpers. I think that's a really big thing. So again, I wouldn't really more so suggest any I don't know, selling out. But like Daisy said, the professional dance industry is another thing. Government and its support in the arts is another thing. And then where we are within the culture, shifting our mindset is another thing. And I think those two things will have to kind of come together to make up something.
I think we got it, though.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.